E. Why is that? There we go. All right. Let's get into it. Today we did not take any trades, and I'm going to explain exactly why we didn't. By the way, um uh, yeah, this red line is basically just CPI tomorrow. So, right right from yesterday. Well, here it's let's look at the hourly. It's just easier to show it. So on Friday we had big push up, and then post market big push down. So on the 4 hour, that looks like 4 hour gap. Gap gets inverse, form another 4 hour gap. So obviously our higher time frame bias is going to be bullish because of this 4 hour gap getting inverse. And it also is kind of confirming that today, depending on where price wants to go. But it looks like we're filling in this gap, so we'll see. But, anyways, we form this gap. So, what do I want coming into market open? Well, market open opened about right here. We can go on the hourly, shows it a little bit better. Market open about right here. So, me going into that, it's saying, okay, there's decent probability we're going to go up and fill in this gap. I mean, it depends how we fill it in. And obviously, we filled it in not the way that I wanted it to take a trade, because I'm not going to take a trade in a 4 hour gap. That's just not something that's highly probable, and it's just not something that makes sense as well. If you look on the hourly, we literally didn't have any draws throughout any of here except all the way up here, which that's not what I'm wanting to target, because I'm looking for a fill in this gap. If that's wrong, then possibly we might target these, but I'm looking for a fill in this gap and shorts down to London lows. But we'll get into that later. We didn't really have an opportunity to force that because we basically just went straight up, and we're continuing to just kind of stay up here. So if we do look, the only other draws that there were to the upside was this gap, or sorry, not this gap, but these 15-minute highs. The reason why I didn't want these 15-minute highs is because these were just highs that were used to just respect the gap, and then we continue lower. They were highs that were needed to be formed in order to balance out price for it to go lower. So this is not a strong draw of liquidity. And as you can see, we swept straight through that and had really no, especially on Nasdaq, we swept straight through it. Shows that it wasn't a strong high because we didn't reverse off of it. Um, but yeah, basically coming into market open, I wanted us to. We also had this sort of could have been market structure where I could have had, or we could have had consolidation, then manipulation, and then extension down. That's kind of what I was looking for, but we ended up not having that. Same thing on ES as well. But yeah, coming into market open, I wanted us to maybe get a little fill. Probably wanted us to sweep these highs just to do it, and then us to just get a downtrend down to this low resistance liquidity, and then these lows. But yeah, pretty much since we started just kind of pretty much about from here, when we started just kind of ranging and not making good moves. I mean, it was already 8:55 here, and for me it's just like, okay, you can kind of see by then, and obviously it played out. We're just ranging, we're probably going to range for a little bit longer. We might come up and sweep these highs out. I doubt it. I would say if we're going to do anything, we're going to just kind of slowly trend downwards. So yeah, we pretty much did what I was expecting us to do. We just didn't follow through with the downtrend after. But yeah, I mean, main bias for the day was this 4 hour gap wants to get filled. If we're if we get an entry out of it to the downside, perfect. If we don't, doesn't matter. Why is my camera so what the heck? Anyways, yeah, I only want to take shorts for the day. Obviously, we had no opportunities to take shorts, so today was a no trade day, and I'm completely content with that. I'm excited to see what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow is CPI. That CPI might be the reason why we take out these lows. I wouldn't be surprised. We'll have to see how much we end up ranging if we do. But yeah, so we'll see exactly how that impacts the charts tomorrow. We'll see if there's any trades that we're looking at taking. I obviously am not super duper inclined to take any trades on a high impact news day, but we will just have to see. So, yeah, banger day today, hype Monday, and yeah, tomorrow we're gonna be at a new place again. Not new place, but we're gonna be back at an old place, but it's gonna feel new. So I'm hyped for that. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.